Hello there. Welcome, Shauna. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Oh, yeah, I forgot to post. Oh, well, I kind of sort of posted on Instagram about this earlier, but it was more about the delay than anything else. Is it not focusing on me? I feel like when I step away, it's focusing on the background. I don't know. Hey there, Gary. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you guys. Hey there, Linda. Welcome. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully everybody's having a great night. Just got done with some plant stuff myself. Actually, I have one that I just now hung up. Hey there, Kool-Aid. Well, we missed you too. Good to have you back, Kool-Aid. Yeah, we'll be doing a lot more here. I'm thinking about maybe doing like a dual stream tonight. I'm not really sure. I might. Well, I guess it's already 10:30. I was thinking it was a little bit earlier than what it was. So I might try. I have my other computer booted up here, so we might try logging into Twitch here in a little bit and see maybe if I can do a dual stream without. I don't think YouTube really cares anymore. I know for a while there, people were finding it difficult to do dual streams for some reason. I don't know if it was getting like sort of blocked in the like search or whatever, but yeah, apparently some people were having problems, but I think that's over now. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was a fun series to do. It's a really interesting place, and you got about I think at least four more episodes coming from that from the Cave Hill. So it is not over yet. So, and I'm hoping to actually go back there during the winter sometime because I want to check out the mausoleum that I found buried in the weeds. So I'm hoping to maybe get some sort of interior view. I don't know what kind of door is on it, and so it'd be really easy to see through it during the winter, I figure. So if I can go back there and stay, maybe January, February, something like that, I figure maybe I can get an actual interior view. So we'll see. I don't know, but it's definitely on the upcoming plans for travels. I'm also trying to plan out some stuff to go out west again here. Been talking a little bit with Xavier from Cryptid Hunter, and hoping to get together with him again, and maybe in a few even a few other people. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, don't have really a lot of plans for tonight. I did get a lot more plants. I don't really know how people uh, like the plant content. It seems like anytime I ever do a stream on here with plant stuff, that it actually does quite poorly. So I don't really know if people like it or if it's something that y'all would rather see me like do less of. I know on Instagram it seems like people are always pretty positive about it. It doesn't get quite as many likes or whatnot, but I think that it seems like there's at least a few people out there that sorry, I'm trying to read the chat here, but enjoy that excuse me, that type of content. Yeah, the angel statue was quite amazing. I was not expecting to find anything like that. And especially in places like that where it seems like a lot of things are getting sealed permanently, it's nice to be able to find at least a few things that are really impressive that you can share. And that's been kind of my experience lately, is that a lot of things have been sealed up permanently, and even sealed up so permanently that you can't even see inside anymore. Similarly, sort of like at Cave Hill, there was the row of mausoleums that were sealed with like the sort of cement bricks or whatever, and yeah, it's kind of frustrating in a way because it's like you get there and it's such an incredible structure, but at the same time, there's so much history behind there, and I mean, information even, and not that it's not contained at the office or whatever, but it is a little bit frustrating not to get at least a little bit of a view of it, knowing that there's names and dates and things like that in there, and that you can't really see it anymore. So it's, yeah, but yeah, it's just kind of a process of finding places. Some places, like you've seen in the past, are incredibly easy. It's almost like every place is open, everything has at least an open window. You can look inside, you can get dates and names and all kinds of information. And then, you get to this place where you're expecting to accomplish a lot and you can't really accomplish much at all. And Cave Hill was not one of those places. Toledo was a little bit like that. Or not Toledo, excuse me, Dayton. So, yeah, I was a little bit frustrated. That was not why I did not go live again. I will explain that here in just a minute. Also, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. But, yeah, some things happened in Ohio that was very frustrating. And, that was kind of why I didn't ever go live again. Not necessarily in filming. I actually had a pretty good time filming. Got a lot done. If you watch the most recent episode, that was from Ohio. That was an Ohio episode. Hey there, Sarah. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you. Thanks for joining us here tonight. So yeah, that was from Ohio. The most recent episode. There will be more Kentucky episodes to come. So, like I said, there are probably about 4 more episodes to come from there. And so we're not quite done yet. I just wanted to release that one. I thought it was really an interesting episode. And I've been trying to finish the statue series from Cave Hill, which is like a 4-part series. And so that was a heck of a lot of work, and I wanted to get something done a little bit quicker, so I ended up doing that episode first. So we'll be going probably back to the Kentucky episodes here this weekend, and then finishing up that series. I'm not really sure. I might kind of pepper in the new Ohio episodes in between. We'll see how it goes. I'm not 100% sure on that. So, but one way or the other, we'll be, like I said, heading back to those Kentucky episodes here next time. So, to those of you who are looking forward to seeing more of the Cave Hill location, that will be happening really soon here. So, next episode will be Saturday, and then officially we will be going back to the Tuesday, Saturday schedule again, like I've been talking about for a while now, getting back to. And so I wanted to finally get back to that. And I know that I took a little bit of a break again, but again, with everything going on, obviously the holiday season for all of us is a pretty busy season, no matter what you're celebrating, or if you're not celebrating at all. It's like everybody's running around doing things, and so it's just been so busy around here. And so I've been trying to get everything done, but I'm going to be getting the remaining episodes from Cave Hill done tomorrow, and then I'm going to be getting the rest of it done over the next few days. So we should have about at least 2 to 3 months worth of episodes without interruption here. So again, the schedule will be Tuesday and Saturday. So and that's going to be every single week for quite a while. So I want to make that very clear. And also to those of you who have not actually watched the new episode, there is a new episode out on the main channel, on the 539 Productions channel, just in case for some reason some people here are new. I really don't know, because I don't really know what YouTube promotes and doesn't promote anymore. Even though my content is far from offensive, I have no idea anymore what in the world YouTube shows to everyone. So I appreciate you all for being here, no matter if you're brand new or if you've been hanging out with us for years. I hope I haven't missed any chat. Okay, we're good. But yeah, so that's what's kind of going on. That's the gist of that. Oh yeah, Ohio. So I guess I probably shouldn't really wait around for anybody. We'll just kind of go into this story. So, oh, hold on. I tried to actually install new LED lights. Well, not new. They were lights that I already had, and I bought some connectors so that I could create a brand new strand of lights for the live stream that were attached to my desk here, so that I didn't have to continually make sure that my monitors behind me were not in the screensaver mode. And so I was trying to do that, and the little auto joiners, they're like little clips that you get and you line up the LED strips and you connect them together, and they didn't work for some reason. I don't know if the LED strips that I have are a little bit too thick or what the case is, but it didn't work. So it was supposed to be a really easy night of streaming with really nice lights, but yeah, I hooked it up and literally one LED turned on, so not a good situation. But so yeah, anyway, the Ohio story. So obviously some of you may have been there when I streamed from Ohio the first night. I don't remember everything, if I told everybody the whole situation. So I got to my room. The room itself was really incredibly nice. I got there, and first thing I did, I wanted to stay in the same room for the next 2 days, but I had done it under two different reservations because I wasn't intending to be there Monday. I was intending to be there Tuesday night and Wednesday night, and then I decided to do Monday night as well. So I made a reservation for Monday night, and then I had another reservation for Tuesday and Wednesday. So I got there Monday night, and the first thing I did, because the app allows you to choose your room, I went ahead and chose the same room for the next 2 nights to make it just easier. And and then the second thing is I always go out and I put the do not disturb sign on, and then I never get any sort of room service again for the next few days. I just sort of live with whatever I have, because I figure 2 or 3 days worth of sheets are fine, and as long as everything else is in there for me, then it's okay. But needlessly to say, then I went and decided to take a shower, and the first thing I noticed is I started to open the washcloth, and the washcloth was covered in brown stains. I think you can probably guess exactly what that means. They were cleaned, but they were not, as probably should have been, bleached so that they didn't have any stains on them anymore. So there's just a washcloth full of exactly what somebody was cleaning off of themselves at some point, and a lot of it. So it's incredibly gross. And then I got woken up the next morning to the room service people knocking on the door, and to which I had already reserved the room for the next 2 days, and on top of that I had the do not disturb list, or the list sign on my door, and on top of that it was not close to checkout time. And so they knocked on my door, and then when I didn't answer the door, they called my room to make sure that I didn't need more time. Again, the do not disturb sign is on my door, so they called my room to make sure I didn't need more time. To which I said, I don't even need room service. I've booked the room for the next 2 nights. Just don't even worry about it. Just stay out of my room. And I didn't say it like that. I was very, very polite. I said, no need for no room service. Don't worry about it. I'd already booked the room under the same name for the next 2 nights. The front desk, the guy that was working at the front desk said, thank you, no problem, that's cool. Hung up. I went out, filmed for the entire day. I was about 10 minutes away from getting back to my hotel for the night, and I get a notification from my app, hey, congratulations, we actually gave you a brand new room, which was exactly the opposite of what I wanted. I wanted the same room. They apparently decided that since I didn't answer the door, they were going to take revenge on me. And they, and I know this for a very good reason, and so they changed my room without it needing me changed. It wasn't because there was another reservation, they made a mistake, because I noticed that the do not disturb sign that I had placed on the door remained on the door every single day until the day that I left. And so no one had been in that room since I left. So they literally changed my room just to sort of be jerks to me. So it was just absolutely ridiculous situation. It wasn't the worst. Again, like the hotel itself was really nice, but the customer service and like everything else was just terrible. And so it was just one of those situations where I didn't really feel like going live again. It was like everything was going wrong, and like I have lots of anxiety and that type of stuff anyway. So it's like being able to request the same room for me is very comforting and helps me, especially when I'm traveling. And so for me to literally tell the front desk, hey, no worries, you don't have to clean my room, you can take a break, the cleaning people can ignore this room completely, I've already requested the room for the next 2 nights. And for them to literally, for me being nice, to take revenge on me, because that's the only reason I can find. What other reason is there? The room had no reason to be changed because no one else had requested. It wasn't like it was a mistake, like I said. And then on top of that, I found out that the first night it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I got woken up really jarred. Yeah, because I had heard this noise, and I realized the noise I heard was the air conditioner turning off, and then the lights all turning off, and the TV turning off in the room. And I thought, well, that's kind of strange. I was like, well, either this is really just a bizarre power fluctuation or something, or power failure, or these people are literally power cycling the rooms to save power in case somebody has left the TV on or the AC fan on. And so I thought, well, if it happens again every night, then I'll know for sure that that's probably the case. And so in a completely different room, every single night at about 5 a.m., the power was cycled, and I would wake up and my television would be off. And if I would wake up at the specific time, the lights would flip off. And so it's like they were literally like to save money, they were literally like power cycling the entire hotel to make sure that no one was keeping their televisions on while they slept. Which, I mean, I guess I can understand it, but it's a little bit crappy. I mean, if we're to be perfectly honest, like somebody like me, like I have to have some sort of noise, so I do sleep with fans on or like a television on or something like that. And so at 5 in the morning, suddenly my power fails, like it's very jarring. Like I woke up immediately, and so it was just weird. And it's one of the reasons that I mainly try to stay in more expensive hotels now, like Hilton's. So for it to happen at a Hilton is like even more frustrating. It's like I'm paying more money so that I don't have to deal with this. And it's like and never before at any Hilton has this ever happened. It's like I put my sign up, and like they will ignore me until the point where they have to charge me for the room for the next night. Like they're always good about it. And like it's like 11 o'clock, an hour before checkout on the, hey there, Debbie. Welcome. Good to have you here. Yeah, it's like 11 o'clock on the dot. They're knocking on the door. It's like the signs on the door means do not disturb. And it's like, oh, he didn't answer the door. Let's call his room. It's like, what about do not disturb? Do you not understand? You know, on top of that, it's like, leave me alone. You gave me poop stained washcloths, and like, it's like all I want is to sit in my room alone, not being disturbed by you, and then get my work done. So, and to be able to do stuff like this, like go live, and it's like so frustrating. So, yeah, just a horrible experience, like hotel wise, but yet a pretty good experience filming wise. Got a lot done. There's going to be quite a few episodes. I'm thinking there's going to be from Kentucky and Ohio, probably episodes through February. And then I'm going to be going out over the next few weeks and doing some more local stuff before Christmas and New Year's and everything. And obviously I'm going to be doing stuff with the family during that time. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get out here over the next, I guess 9 days now, or probably more effectively like 8, and getting some last minute filming done and things like that, so that we'll have a lot of content build up, and that way I'm going to be able to work on some of those projects here starting at the beginning of the year and maybe a little bit before that I've been talking about for so long. So thank you, Debbie. Yeah, I thought it was a really amazing place, and yeah, I'm hoping to get back there. I really, now that I know more about the cemetery that's right next door, the Eastern Cemetery, and the crazy story that goes along with that, I really want to go back and visit that one too. I'm not sure who it belongs to now. It might belong to the city now. If you don't know, I had there's an episode where I show the razor wire fence, and I was kind of confused about why it was there. And apparently it's there because the cemetery next door had been caught double and triple selling plots. And so there's like, I guess like around 30 to 40 or 30 to 50,000 grave markers there, but there's literally over 100,000 people buried there because they've literally sold plots twice and would like double, and I don't know how they were doing it, but they would double and triple bury people. And so I guess in an effort to make sure that they were not illegally trying to bury bodies in the Cave Hill Cemetery, Cave Hill put razor wire on the wall to keep the cemetery workers from the cemetery next door from climbing the wall and burying bodies illegally. That's why the razor wire is there, is so that they did not climb the wall and bring caskets over the wall. Like that's how insane that razor wire is. Like, I thought it was just like overprotective security, but apparently it's so that literally they wouldn't throw caskets over the wall. So yeah, so I'm gonna go visit that place hopefully soon, and talk about that a little bit, and hopefully read up about that a little bit more. So that's literally insane. Probably not the most insane place that I've researched, but probably the most insane place I've been near. There's a place I want to go that's even not worse in the story. The story's probably just a little bit more sad, honestly. But I'm hoping to go out east and visit a very large abandoned place. So, and it is a cemetery. So, I think it's more of a money issue though than actually a corruption or any other type of issue. I don't really know what you would call it. But yeah, so very strange, but yeah, I'm going to be doing, hopefully back, I'm thinking maybe either end of January or February sometime, and checking that place out and going back to Cave Hill to do the, there's a few mausoleums I missed, and then the mausoleum that was hidden that I want to see again, and then I want to also, I think I realized that there was something I filmed, and I thought it was a sort of empty field, but it was actually something, a property that belonged to the cemetery, and I think that might be where the cave was. Supposedly there is a cave in Cave Hill that you can see. It is off limits apparently to enter it, and at least without permission. I was thinking about maybe getting permission. Maybe that would actually help me to have found it as well. But yeah, I think I may have located it though. I was at this sort of dead end road, and it'll be in one of the upcoming episodes. But I was at this sort of a dead end road, and if you looked past the gate, there was literally a gate. And oh, here we go again. See, this is why I wanted to get the LEDs installed tonight, so I didn't have to continually do this. I should probably just turn my settings so that it never goes to sleep mode, but I was hoping not to do that. But anyway, so the gate, if you were to open it, it was just a sheer drop for like 20-30 feet, so it was just kind of strange. But if you looked at the map, there was roads that went and curved around down a hill and actually met up with that section. And I think if you were to go below where I was and look at the hill, I think that might have been the cave. So I'm hoping to go back there and check that out, because I completely forgot, and by the time that I had left and remembered, it was too late to go back, because it's another cemetery that closes so early. They want you to be out of there by like 4:30, and I think the cemetery gates close at 5:30, according to the gentleman that I had filmed in the recent episode. So yeah, I was a little bit on guard in terms of places that I don't want to get caught inside after hours, especially it being about a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from my hotel, and knowing that I would literally have to like find a way out and then either call a taxi or an Uber or something to get back to my hotel, only to come back and find my car the next morning and hope that it hadn't been broken into. Hey there, Big Steve. I don't live in the appropriate state for that. I'm sure you could have some healthy ones. I do have some that look like it, though. People always think that the money plant, if you can kind of look, see, the money plant definitely looks like it. But no, I don't have an illegal collection here. We're not friendly quite yet. One state west and one state north. I was in Michigan not too long ago, and it was legal there. And they had dispensaries all over, so. But yeah, we have not made the green decision right here. Not yet. They've been talking about it, though. It might happen. But I don't know. We're one of those states. I feel like we might be one of the last to kind of jump on board with the whole green friendly thing. So I don't know. But I definitely support it, though, for sure, 100%. I think we should do it, but I don't think they will for a long time. But I think we've voted on it a few different times now, and it always fails. But yeah. done my fair share of research, and that's not meaning what it probably sounds like, but I feel like it's one of those things that if somebody makes that choice, they should be able to make it. If you can drink a beer legally, you should be able to do that too. I feel like it's no different and no more dangerous. So yeah, but no, not in here, not on stream would I ever dare to do it. But I'm sure that somebody asked me actually. Yeah, not on purpose. I didn't grow it on purpose. Well, the money plant I did. The beard I did not. Yeah, the beard is just sheer laziness. I have not shaved in a long time. Sure, I didn't partake earlier. I think I would remember. Well, maybe not. No, I don't think it's that bad. I'm definitely not opposed. Like when I travel in states that are where it's legal, I don't have a problem with that. And I was in a dispensary in California, and I'm not like anti green things, but I'm also not pro dumb either. I'm not. I would not grow an illegal plant within sight of the camera. This is a what is it? No, I can't remember. I used to know the scientific name of it, but it's a money plant, but something aquatica. I can't remember. I wanted to say Dracaena, but Dracaena aquatica is the lucky bamboo, I believe, and I have a few other Dracaenas, but I can't remember my money plant. That makes me mad. Anyway, but no. But no, yeah, I'm not like, yeah, like I said, anti. But I definitely would be careful about like mentioning like exact terms here on YouTube while I'm going live, because the weird kind of rules and regulations that YouTube has about speaking about certain issues. Even though it's like you could talk about it on the news, but if you talk about it on YouTube, it's like, yeah. Yeah, I got enough plants. I mean, I think I have like 40 in here now. So, I mean, I don't think you can even see them all now. I actually added a new row up at the top. I have a bunch of hanging cactus and succulents. And then I have a bunch of new succulents. I can't remember what this one's called now, but I have a bunch of new euphorbias. Oh yeah, I love plants. Yeah, I've been really getting into more over the last year or whatever when everybody's kind of been cooped up. But I've kind of always liked them, but just kind of needed a reason to really dive in deep, and I've really been doing pretty well, adding a lot of new things. I think I got over the last few months like 15 or 16 new plants, but like some of them are hanging here. Like I've got my Euphorbia of Amic here. I've got a Euphorbia. I'll have to pull a few of them down. I don't know if it's gonna be bright enough to really see some of them. I got my string of turtles here. I've got my Nepenthes, which is a carnivorous plant. It's a pitcher plant. I don't know if you can kind of see we have a pitcher here, and this one's starting to wither away, but has a little lid at the top. And so the insects fly, and it creates it has these little hairs on it that create nectar and attracts insects. And then the insects fly, and then they slip in, and it digests the insects, and that's how it gets its food. It actually has roots, but it does not use its roots to collect any nutrients at all, at least very few. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It reminds me. Yeah, I think isn't that from the what's that movie? The isn't that from the plant movie from the '90s? Because I remember that line, the "Feed me, Seymour." Yeah, I remember that. And then I have a new Hoya. I need to get some of these down if I'm going to talk about this. Do people actually like? Some people like plants. I'll just grab a few. Hold on. I have a few here too. I have my new. This one is Little Shop of Horrors. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. I hate earbuds every time I do that. But anyway, this is make sure I'm still okay. Good. This is the new Philodendron Prince of Orange. It doesn't have. It's starting to get a new leaf. When the leaves unfurl for the first time, they're bright orange. They're all green right now, as you can see. But I have another one similar that does like a similar, which is a Philodendron. I think it's called a Mikan. You can kind of tell, like most of it's like green, but like if you look at the backs of them and then like the new growth here, it's like bright or it's like a dark burnt orange. And that's sort of similar to the Prince of Orange, except for the Prince of Orange is a little bit brighter. Awesome, Nikki. Yeah, I love carnivorous plants. I haven't had a lot of luck with the. I used to have Venus flytraps. I didn't have a lot of luck with those. I tried to grow the Venus flytraps outside this summer, and for whatever reason, we just had no bugs. And like, I would try to put them near plants that were like, I have a huge mint plant outside, and so I would, and it attracts flies like nothing else, and so I would put it near the mint plant, hoping that the it would catch some of the flies, and it was like every fly in the area knew exactly what a Venus flytrap was, despite the fact that they don't grow natively in this area, and it would just they would ignore it like the plague, and yeah, so I decided to take my luck with the Nepenthes pitcher plant. I'm hoping to find a few others too. I wanted to get, is it a honeydew or a honeysuckle? It's the one that curls around the bugs and has the sticky stems. Oh yeah, that's it. That's probably a really good idea. I've heard people also say that they put they'll like buy like ground beef from the store and they'll sprinkle ground beef, especially on their outdoor plants, so that as it rots, it'll attract the flies, and the flies will come in and land on the Venus flytraps, and yeah, so they can get huge when you do that. But yeah, I might give it a shot again next year. But they don't really grow too well inside unless I mean I could grow them under my I've got a grow lamp right here, obviously. You can probably tell that it's not just a normal lamp. So I might try and grow some under that, and then I've heard that they grow pretty well in a terrarium. But my thought is that in a terrarium it's got to be at least partially open, otherwise it's not going to get any sort of insects in there. And like the thing about growing a lot of plants is that, you know, when you do grow, occasionally you do get pests like fungus gnats and things like that. And so to have like, you know, something like a pitcher plant here to like deal with that is pretty ideal. So it'd be nice to have something that was open. And my thought too is that eventually, if you have something in a terrarium that's closed, it might die. So, and they do need to actually eat. You know, plants are not able to survive without nutrients. But yeah, I think, what else can I grab? Oh yeah, I got new snake plants. Hold on. So I've got so many, it's gonna be hard. But this is one of the new snake plants. This is a bird's nest. I'm not sure this is exactly the variety name. There's one, it looks similar to the moonshine variety, but I'm not sure if that's the actual variety name that it is. But it's a kind of a cool plant, and they don't mind low light. A lot of places sell them as low light plants. They are not low light plants. They are high light plants that are very capable of surviving in low light. So, to anybody out there thinking of getting into plants, the first key to getting into plants is never believe anything that you read on a plant that you buy from a big brand store. Like, if the tag says care instructions, ignore those care instructions and go to YouTube. Those care instructions are wrong. Like, I have they sold me a bonsai tree that said to water every 2 weeks and keep indoors. Bonsai trees you typically keep outdoors and you water them daily. Like, they sold me so many plants that say, one of the plants that I saw the other day said, keep out of bright light, keep out of direct light. And from what I knew about the plant already, I already knew that it loved bright light and bright direct light. Like, it craved direct light, but they would put stupid stuff on there like keep out of direct light. Oh, an avocado. Yeah, I tried to do that. I got an avocado to sprout, but I didn't get it to grow very much. I got it to, I put the, I don't know what method you did, but I did the 3 toothpicks in a cup of water, and then it split at the bottom and shot the root out. And that's as far as I got it. And then it died. I think it was me though, because I think I didn't keep water in there as much as I needed to. Yeah, I agree, Nikki. A lot of my plants are only alive because of YouTube. Because it's like I'll read the plant instructions on the little tag, and then I go to YouTube, and they're like and they're literally an expert. Some of them have their own shops, and it's like they're like saying the exact opposite of what the tags say. And not only that, but half of them will say exactly what I'm saying, which is ignore every single tag. Never trust the tags. All the tags, every single plant is the same tag. It's all bright and direct light and water when it's dry. That's just not gonna. Plants are gonna die if you treat every single plant that way. Like I have a. Oh, I can't grab it right now, but I have a split rock that I hadn't. I watered it for the first time since June, just yesterday. Like, the plant. If you were to go to the store and look at the instructions, it says water it when it's dry. Well, if I would have watered it when it's dry, I would have killed it, because I've had split rocks before and I've watered them when they're dry, and they don't like to be watered when they're dry. They like to dry out and stay dry for a long period of time, especially depending on the season. So, like, if you just water it immediately when it's dry, you're gonna kill it. Uh, hey there, how you doing? Thank you for joining us, Alberta. Good to have you. So yeah, like, ignore everything you see, especially a big box. If you're at like a small local plant shop, like, you can probably trust that they know what they're doing. A lot of my plants now I buy from specialty shops. Like, my new philodendrons are all from a Indiana local business. I'll probably try and plug it here at some point. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I would love to actually have something that like fruited. Uh, Apparently, the money trees can fruit. Uh, Apparently, they're a form of chestnut tree, I guess. So I don't think this one is anywhere near anything like that. But like, and also the Monstera Deliciosa. I believe it's actually called a deliciosa for that reason. It creates a fruit similar to a tiny pineapple, and this one right here actually creates a little fruit that looks like a pineapple. So I'm not sure if it can indoors, but I am thinking about trying to grow one outside this summer. I did grow one temporarily outside last summer, but it got too much direct sunlight and kind of burnt, and so I had to take it inside. It's still alive and doing fine, but I did have to end up taking it back inside. But I might try again on a more covered area to sort of grow something outside, because they can get about 8, 9 feet tall, and like I said, eventually they can fruit. So I think I don't have them, but I think my mother has a few dragon fruits, young ones. It seems like I can't remember if they are exactly, but some cactus actually fruit as well. So if you've ever seen dragon fruit or anything like that at the grocery store, those are from cactus, and they are not that great, to tell you the truth. They are pretty bland, but they're really amazing looking. They're beautiful fruit. A lot of times they're incredibly bright, but they do not have a lot of sugar in them, and so they're kind of watery, sort of like a watermelon that's not quite as sweet as a watermelon, but with the consistency of like a mango. That's how I would describe like dragon fruit, but it's kind of neat though. And it's one of the few cactus that you can kind of, well, I don't know if it's one of the few, but it's one of the cactus that you can safely eat without poisoning yourself or giving yourself some very fascinating daytime dreams. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything else near that is new. Oh, yeah, I do. I've bought well, it's supposedly a Christmas cactus. I think it's probably a Thanksgiving cactus, because Christmas cactus are like a specialty cactus that are a little bit more rare than Thanksgiving or Easter cactus. And so a lot of times they sell Thanksgiving cactus labeled as Christmas cactus. So I think it's probably a Thanksgiving cactus, but it is in bloom though. So I'm not sure if it's at the end of its bloom or if it's at the beginning, but it does have a few new blooms, so I assume that it's very possible it could be a real Christmas cactus. Hopefully that really, really loud noise did not come through the speakers on your end. I guess this one flower's kind of rotting out right now. It was looking really amazing the other day. I need to get it some more light. I'm actually going to be hanging this one, but this is the supposed Christmas cactus that I think may actually be a Thanksgiving cactus, but you can see the gigantic flowers here. It had another one here and here, and it has a few other tiny unbloomed sections that are kind of dying off right now, but I need to kind of put it closer to a colder window. But it's kind of a cool one and a blooming one. Lots of cactus bloom though. I think a lot of people misunderstand cactus and think that they're not really blooming plants, and a lot of them actually have amazing flowers. And this is a Rickrack Cactus here, which I got the other day, and I think it blooms too. I still have the little tags in it. There actually was a crazy sale the other day because the Home Depot was switching plant farms, and so they were selling off everything from the other place, from their other grower, for like 50% off, so that they could get the new stuff on the shelves. So I have an aloe vera. I would not. The aloe vera hated my west window here, so I had to move it. It is currently still alive and doing quite well. It is one of the woody aloe veras, so it's not one of the big, thick ones that you kind of see. It's actually kind of a tree-like or bush-like aloe vera, so it'll grow a really long stem, which it's in the process of growing right now. And then at the top, it'll have like the sort of like spiky hairdo-looking array of the typical aloe-looking leaves. And but yeah, I love those, and yeah, I have one that is doing quite well. Peace lilies are great. Yeah, my mom has some peace lilies, one of the red varieties that are doing real well. She's got that one in a south-facing window with a grow light behind it, so it's been doing incredible. It's getting tons of blooms right now, and yeah, they're a cool plant to grow as well. And there's some really interesting varieties of those too. The pink ones are really neat too. Yeah, aloe is really good for burns, and great for your skin in general, I feel like. Um, yeah, mine's not quite big enough really to use quite yet. Um, I'm hoping to get a little bit bigger of a variety at some point. Um, my mom does have a little bit bigger variety of it. It's not a super big plant yet, but it's pretty much at the point where it's usable. But yeah, they're really cool. You know, you can kind of just snip a leaf off and then squeeze it out, and that's pretty much the product that you buy at the stores. There's not much else they do to it. There's a little bit, obviously, but yeah, it's pretty much usable the same way, straight from the plant. So it's kind of a cool thing. So yeah, I highly recommend it, and it's not a super hard plant to grow, but they like to be ignored in my experience, and they don't like much water. They like really bright light. They prefer Mine prefer, at least my variety, prefer morning light. Like I said, I used to have them in the west facing window, and it died off almost immediately and got really close to being completely dead, and then I switched it to a south facing window, and it's fine now. It loves it. So yeah, I don't know, because I've heard with the aloe, a lot of times the more light the better, but it might be the kind of the bigger, chunkier varieties that like the more western light. I'm not really sure, because it's a smaller kind of bush variety. It might not like quite as much light. Hey there, John. Yeah, it was really. Um, yeah, and it was kind of funny because I got a not on that specific video, but I got a kind of weird comment calling me out, claiming that what I was saying about the headstones and graveyards wasn't true. That a lot of times it took anywhere between 300 to 500 years for the gravestones to be buried, and I just thought, that's so not true at all. They really actually can be buried quite quickly, especially the bigger, heavier ones, and yeah, that one was no different. I forgot to do it. I kept moving the mouse earlier to prevent it from going into this mode. This is, again, why I wanted to get the LEDs set up for tonight, but of course the money that I spent on the connectors gave me connectors that were not capable of connecting the LED strands I have. So, but yeah, yeah, I don't know why that person. People think they're experts, is what it is. Everybody comes online and thinks they're an expert, apparently. Not everybody, obviously, but like every once in a while you get those people that are just like, obviously you're wrong. It's like, well, apparently the 150 other videos I have of graveyards that are only 150 to 100 years old that are already being buried. Apparently, that's just fake. Hey there, Roy. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm sure that they live that environment. Yeah, Hawaii would probably be perfect. I also have a few air plants that would love that environment as well. I know that a lot of air plants grow on, some of them grow in trees, and then some of them grow on volcanic rock. And I think one specifically that I have over here grows on volcanic rock. And a lot of them from the store do too, because I've noticed that if you put them in contact with certain types of rock, they'll actually start growing their roots. A lot of people don't associate air plants with having roots, and they don't get any nutrients from their roots. They get all their nutrients from rainwater and like runoff water from trees and things, or rocks and things like that. But they do actually have roots, and if you put them on the right substrate, the right type of medium that they're used to, they'll actually start growing roots, and they'll hook into what they're growing in, and that'll actually cause them to grow quicker. And a lot of them will bloom and grow babies. So, yeah. So despite the fact that they normally are sold root free, even those one little tiny ones that they sell almost all the times, they're like glued into different things. If you can get them loose, they'll actually grow roots and bloom. And most of the time in those little glass things that they put them in, they're probably not going to ever bloom, and they're probably not going to live too long. And they do not, despite being called air plants, they do not live on air. They need 100%. They need food. I have air plant fertilizer, and they also need to be watered at least once a week, if depending on how you're watering it, maybe twice a week. Beer? No, this is Mountain Dew. Oh, I thought I had the. Apparently, I don't have the can. Anyway, hey there, Savannah. Doing well. Hopefully, you are as well. Ivy likes castor oil. That's interesting. I never knew that. Now I use neem oil to do like pest removal. I have my little sort of bonsai tree. It's a tree. It's bonsai is a growing method, not a type of tree. But I have a tree that's made to look like a bonsai that had spider mites on it, and I had to spray it with neem oil to get rid of the spider mites. So, but yeah, I've never heard of the castor oil. I have heard of hydrogen peroxide for certain plants that are like maybe like starting to have certain health issues. Excuse me, sorry. Is COVID better? Oh, I said it on stream. YouTube's gonna hate me now. Yeah, I think so. I just got my booster myself about, let's see, almost 2 weeks ago, I think. But yeah, we definitely are having an increase in cases here, and mostly unvaccinated. Some people with health problems, things like that. So, but yeah, it's definitely a sad situation still. Yes, definitely. I've got a lot more plants. I did just buy. There's the other. Well, there's a couple other ones that I haven't shown. It stinks. I haven't really even noticed it. I guess I only have sprayed it in rooms that I'm not spending a lot of time to. Yeah, good for you, John. That's good. Proud of you. Hold on. Let me grab this other Euphorbia. Alright, this is my one kind of big one that I bought. And it is the color that it looks like. It is mostly white. It's a variegated Euphorbia. It's technically, I guess, not a cactus. It is a succulent. Because these are thorns, or spines, and not thorns, I guess. So Euphorbia are, I guess, technically not cactus, but they are one of my favorite. I have a few other Euphorbia. I have Euphorbia, I have a pencil cactus, which is also not a cactus. And then I have a Euphorbia cactus bones, which is also not a cactus. I'll grab that one here in a second. The cactus bones is really interesting too. It's sort of like this, if you can see at the top, it has green, and at the bottom, it's very brilliant white. And yeah, so I had been looking at this one for a few months, and it was still there when I finally decided to go and check it out, and so I got it. How the marble seems to melt and rot. Wait, I might be misunderstanding that. Hold on, let me grab the other one. Hold on. Oh. I should have warned. I apologize too if I'm causing too much noise from putting these, constantly taking these off and putting these on. I don't even, to be honest, I don't know why I keep putting them in my ears, other than it's just easier. So this is my Euphorbia cactus bones here, so you can kind of see that it's like a variegated dark green and lime green, and it's got little tiny leaves on it as well. I have another similar one to this, not here at the moment, but it also has tiny little spines on it. It looks much like a cactus, but it is technically a succulent. And yeah, and you can of course kind of snip these little guys off right here. There's two little pups that are growing off of, and you can snip them off and let them callus up for a few days, and then stick them back in the soil, and they'll root and become their own, whatever the heck it is, succulent, not cactus. And then of course this is a Euphorbia as well. It is a pencil cactus. It's called a pencil cactus. It is not a cactus, it is a succulent. But yeah, so they're related. All of these actually are, including that white guy. The last one I showed you was the Euphorbia amic. And so they're all Euphorbia. And apparently, technically, even a lot of Philodendron are technically Euphorbia, because the poison that makes Philodendron poisonous is the same poison that makes Euphorbia. They're not super poisonous, but they could, if you were to eat it, you would get pretty sick. It probably wouldn't kill you, but it would definitely make you sick. So, but really cool, interesting plant. And yeah, I just loved the coloring, so I couldn't pass that up. So I got that one. The pencil cactus I've had for about 2 years now. Yeah, well, probably about a year and a half. Actually, they both came from the same place. But yeah, I think Euphorbia are kind of becoming my favorite. I've got quite a few of them now. I think I have 5 different Euphorbia. So I've got this one. I've got the rubia that isn't here. I've got the pencil cactus. Something else is Euphorbia that I'm missing. I'm missing something. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. I think marble's expensive, but it's like really soft and like yeah. I think granite is like the way to go, basically. From what I hear. Let me see if I can put this away without. Uh, and this here is my new Hoya. It's very similar to a philodendron, and I just kind of liked it because it has interesting leaves and also has. I don't know if you can kind of tell. It's like a maroon red around the edge of the leaves, and then where's a well, I guess the one finally changed color. Like, but like sometimes when they first bloom and they're in really really bright sun, they like turn like this leaf right here is kind of a little bit darker. We can't really tell. I guess you kind of can if you compare it to this. This is an older leaf. The one I'm touching here is my middle finger, and then this one is a newer one, and it has more of an orangey type. It doesn't really show up quite as well, but that's kind of a cool one. But and oh yeah, the turtle shells. If you've seen my Instagram, you've probably seen my string of turtles, which is called a string of turtles because if you look at it, it looks like a turtle shell. And it's kind of a succulent. It's basically a succulent. You treat it like a succulent. It likes to be watered like once every 2 weeks or so. I have Samsung wireless ones, but they just it's like they plug your ears so much that you can't hear. And so they're kind of a pain. Like I tried to do it for a stream and it was like I sounded drunk because it's like you if you try to have a conversation and like plug your ears, it's like you can barely even pay attention, and you don't really know exactly what you sound like. But I don't know. The Apple AirPods might be a little bit better. Like these are obviously Apple earbuds, and so it probably feels similar. So it might be a little bit better if I got the AirPods, but the Samsung ones, they're great for listening to music, but they are horrible for live streaming. I just couldn't stand it. I had to stop using them, but I still like the product though. But I just only use them for listening to music now. But yeah, that'd be kind of nice. But I don't intend on doing this very often like this. I usually do the live streams where I have my excuse me, my normal microphone. So, I mean, I don't know how many people have never seen my mic stand or not, but I do have a normal setup that I use where it's hooked up to the computer behind me. So this is just kind of a last minute thing. I've been working pretty much on this for like a week. I've been installing new hangers. I'm going to be installing new shelving. I've been rearranging plants. I just repotted a bunch of stuff too. You can't really tell. I have a spider plant behind here that's been hanging there for a long time, but I actually just today planted another version of the spider plant Hawaiian, in there with it. So, and then a lot of these are brand new planters at least. So it's been a crazy week. The car, it's slowly making progress. It'll be back soon. Hopefully, we'll be back on the road with that car maybe spring, something like that. It needs a new battery again, so it's been kind of a pain dealing with it. But yeah, somehow it went through another battery, and so I'll have to get that done. But other than that, it's about ready for paint. So I'm going to be putting the truck bed liner paint on it here pretty soon, as soon as probably the weather breaks again. And I upgraded the headlights. I'm going to be upgrading the stereo to a full touchscreen Android system that'll be connected to GPS navigation, and also do Apple AirPlay with my phone, and that way I can use actually my phone's map system, so I can use all my predetermined locations that I've been doing research on for like years, and actually plug those into the GPS instead of like having to navigate straight from my phone, or having to have a separate holder for my phone or whatever. So it should make things a lot easier. And yeah, just gonna be trying to create the ultimate road trip car out of it. So it should be fun. It'll be a cool project. But yeah, I'll probably be debuting it again here in the spring, and possibly on one of the new channels when we do some of the new content that's coming up here. Hopefully sometime next year. I'm gonna hopefully be starting filming for that, for some of the new projects, starting at the beginning of the year though, and then by sometime maybe mid-year should have enough content to be able to maybe start the new channel. I want to be able to have enough content to kind of go for a few months basically before I just like jump onto a new project. I feel like the worst thing you can do when you start YouTube, a lot of people just kind of like, me included, kind of just, you kind of hit the ground running, and you kind of just upload your first video, and then you wait and see how it does, and then you go out and you create new content, and then you upload it and see how it does. And it's really kind of the wrong way to do things. And when I do it again, I definitely want to go out there and create a lot of content, and get a lot of stuff done, and then come back, edit it, and then have it ready to go and uploaded, so that it basically can release on a scheduled basis and continue to grow. And I feel like that's kind of the best way to do YouTube right now. The more reliable and the more scheduled you can be, the better your channel is going to do. It's kind of always been that way, but there's been a lot more leeway in the past, where now, if you veer off that at all, your channel kind of gets hit pretty hard. As you can kind of see on the channel recently, even some of the more, because I took like a few breaks or whatnot, even some of the more popular content hasn't done quite as well as what it has in the past, even though that it'll probably catch up in the future. But yeah, so we're gonna try and build up content before I try something new. Okay. Do I need a spreadsheet? Typically, no. I do pretty well, just because I know what plants need what, and so I kind of go by feel, and then by the specific plant. So like the philodendrons usually need watered like once a week, depending on the size of the potter. Some of them need more because they're smaller, but like, so I just kind of usually check them every so often. And then the cactus, I just guess, because cactus don't like a lot of water, so the more that you kind of put it off, the better. So I kind of just go 2 to 3 weeks during the summer with cactus, and then during the winter I'll go about once a month where I'll water them. So they're not too bad. I just kind of wait until either they show signs of wilting. Like the philodendrons are great about showing you. You don't necessarily want them to wilt, but like they will kind of show you if they need it. And the cactus and succulents are kind of the same. At least a lot of them, they'll kind of wrinkle a little bit and show you that they're in need of a little bit of water. And so I kind of go by sight and by feel. I'll also squeeze the leaves a little bit, see if they're firm. If they're not firm, I'll go ahead and give it a little water. Like my money plant is kind of interesting. It'll just start leaning really hardcore, and then like it was like at a 45-degree angle yesterday, and I watered it, and now it's like sitting back up. So, but yeah, I just kind of observe and feel, and just go with all of the different information that I can gather from. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Yeah, I like doing the more obscure, unfilmed places. I'll put that away later. But yeah. The air quality, I hope so. I think the philodendrons are pretty high rated. If I remember, they're one of the NASA rated plants for like heavy oxygen production. I don't think they're number one, but I do keep a lot of philodendrons in here. I have a huge planter of those and the monsteras. So hopefully it's helping a little bit. I feel like it does. I do have quite a few. So it's got to be doing something. And they obviously convert CO2 over to oxygen. They are a filter in that way. So I feel like especially during the winter months when things are so closed up, although it did get to like 60 in the 60s today, so I did open the windows up for a little bit, and that seemed to help. So, but yeah, during the winter months, I feel like, when things can get super polluted inside. Let's see here, we did it again. I forgot to touch the mouse. I'm just gonna have to solder. I have a brand new solder gun, so I don't know why I haven't just sucked it up and done that, but I'll have to do that tomorrow maybe, I don't know. The oldest, I've found some, not really old to be honest. I've found some decently old, like early 1800s stuff, but I haven't really been to many places really out east, and in the eastern U.S. you're gonna find a lot of the older stuff. Even like New York City is much older than the entire country. So like you can go to that place has been around since like the 1600s, and so a lot of the East Coast is so old that you can find a lot older graves. So I'm trying to make it out that way here soon, but for the moment, early 1800s has been about it. I might get lucky and find a few things when I'm going like into Ohio the next time or two, but like yeah, it really kind of took us a while to move westward, and so not a lot of built up areas here have super old stuff, but there is some stuff around here. In southern Indiana, there's some old French forts and things like that, and some areas that were involved in the Revolutionary War. So there is some older things here. There was a few different, I probably should drink water on the stream and not pop. But anyway, there's a few different French settlements around here that were older than English settlements, and so maybe some more older stuff in those areas, but I haven't been to those yet, and I really kind of need to. There's a few different, I think Versailles, there's a Versailles, Indiana, and oh, was it? I can't think of the other one now. I'm drawing a blank right now. But I'm hoping to visit those at some point, and I believe those should have a lot older stuff. So, but yeah, yeah, it's unfortunate I just haven't got to a lot of the areas with super super old stuff. And then of course there's some of the older, slightly different burial styles. If you can find some of the like ancient like Native American stuff, although a lot of times some of the stuff is a little bit misconstrued. A lot of times people think like the mounds are burial grounds, and a lot of the mounds are not burial grounds. Some of them maybe, but some people have misconstrued in the past some of the Native American shaped mounds, like the snake mounds and things like that, is where they buried their dead, but it's not necessarily the case. So I wouldn't mind doing some stuff like that though, if I could actually verify that that's what it is. That's actually what it was. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I'm early 1800s at this point. Nothing super impressive, but we'll get there. Oh yeah, yeah. Ticks are one thing that I really hate. Uh, I've definitely had a few, more than a few. I think my record now is 10 that I found on me in one trip. I remember one. It was pretty much a nightmare trip because I was driving home, and as I was driving home, I would just keep feeling little tickles all over, and when I would reach down, I would feel something, and I would pull it off, and it was a tick, and I did that at least 10 times on the way home, and then ended up. I think I found. Well, yeah, I think I found 10 on the way home, and then I finally got home and I took my shirt off, and I found like two or three more like hiding on the inside of my shirt that had not attached to my body yet. So it was terrible. But they were not the type that carried Lyme's disease, thankfully. They were the super big ones. But yeah, ticks are horrible. Uh, but yeah, it's like they're in. You can kind of tell when you get to a place if you're gonna have a hard time. A lot of it's in the tall grass, things like that. So there's been a few places that I've been to. It's like walking through. It's like I know when I get out of here, I'm gonna find at least one, and pretty much every time that I've said that, I've found at least one. I think I've only been wrong one time. Uh, so I usually try to steer clear, but sometimes if it's a really super interesting place, it's like you gotta kind of take a risk anyway. So sometimes I just go ahead and do it. But sometimes, if it's not a location that I know for sure I'm gonna actually get anything interesting, then a lot of times, I'll, well, not a lot of times, but sometimes I'll give up. But I'd say it's pretty rare that I get to a place and I don't film, but it does happen for sure. There's a few different places that I've gotten to and literally driven through and just said, nope, not today. So, I might need a quick break here. Um, oh wow, we've been going 85 minutes already. I didn't realize we're almost at an hour and a half. Okay, let me take a quick 5 minute break. I need to refill the pop here, which I was logo free today. I'm hoping that the channel actually gets monetized here by next year, so I'm trying to be logo free. But okay, give me like 5 minutes here. Do I really look like I need to pee that bad? All right, No, I'm just joking. I'm not actually judging. Anyway, hold on. I'll be back in a second. Sorry guys. I should not have unmuted until I had them on. That was a mistake. Alright. Many thanks for sticking around. Appreciate you all. Yeah, I brought a few new plants. I wanted to show you a few semi-new ones. I don't know if I've showed a few, and also to prove a point. I don't even know if anybody cares, but a few people seem to like them. This is another philodendron I got a while ago. I don't know if I've shown this on stream or not, but it is a Philodendron Brazil. Like, proving that it's my, I think, favorite plant now. I have a Philodendron Brazil. I just got the Philodendron micans that I just appreciate it, man. Yeah, or Alberta. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Flush twice. Always. No. I don't waste water when I don't have to. Oh, awesome. I might have missed a few things. Thank you, Savannah. I do try to research things. I don't know if I'm the best or not. Appreciate it. Yeah, the variegation on the Brazil is amazing. That is pretty cool. I'm thinking about maybe planting these together. This one has kind of like a velvety leaf, but I also have Philodendron Brazil. I have Philodendron micans. I have Philodendron emerald. I have golden philodendron. I have painted lady philodendron, I think it's called. I have Philodendron Prince of Orange. Now, am I missing a philodendron? And then I have all the random, also related to philodendron. I have neon pothos. I have silver pothos. I have, wow, I have a philodendron stuck to my microphone. There we go. Okay. Plants over microphones. All right. We'll set some of these down. And then I got this guy not too long ago. This is a new one. This is also a Monstera. You can see its bigger sort of cousin in the back, the Monstera Deliciosa, which is now taller than I am. A necro gardener, does that mean you kill everything that you grow? That's great. No, the term, that's hilarious. But there's a few things. I can get you a few plants that you won't kill if you like plants and you don't want to, and you want easy ones. These aren't too bad. This one is a little bit, not this one. The philodendrons. You can grow the philodendrons. If you kill plants, you can grow philodendrons. The key to philodendrons is water it like once a week and keep it in a window that's facing south. It'll be fine. So if you're a plant killer, just get philodendrons. They're wonderful. I love philodendrons. So this is a Monstera. It's sort of, it is, I think, indirectly related to a philodendron. Cactus are another one, yeah. They're great. Just ignore them. But I have noticed that some people seem to think that cactus don't need water. Cactus do need watered. They're just not very often. But I watched, it was literally, I think it was an old Seinfeld episode. And not that should be considered to be reality, but I just noticed that they said something about cactus not needing water, and I thought that was ridiculous. But I mean, then again, it's Seinfeld, though. Hey there, Blah. Love the name. That's cool. Good to have you. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining us. But oh yeah, sorry. Monstera adansonii, and that is Monstera Deliciosa. This one can still get big. This is there's like wide leaf adansonii, which is what this is, even though it looks narrow. There's also narrow leaf, but these will get bigger, so it'll get slightly closer to the size of those, but not quite. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. It doesn't like being super close to windows, though. It kind of got a burnt. Oh, I guess it just fell off when I was bringing it in here, but it did have a burnout leaf. I had kept it really close to the window, and it started getting direct sunlight. And you can kind of see it right there, that leaf started turning as well. Because it did not like direct sun at all. I didn't think it would get quite as much direct sunlight, but I guess it's because it's winter and the winter sun is lower in the sky, so I think it's getting through the window more and it just sort of burned it out. I've never tried the fertilizer sticks. Are those a good one? That's an interesting thought. I have some slow. Wow, I cannot pronounce words tonight. Slow release soil from Miracle Grow, but I'm not the biggest fan of that. So maybe I should try the sticks. That's an interesting thought. Appreciate that. I'll have to look into that. How big is the Mary Jane? 0 inches tall. If you're talking about this, that is a money plant. Again, that is a tree related to chestnuts. I would prove it, but I'm not moving my camera right now. Oh yeah, I don't know. 2 months is a long time, but I guess it depends on what kind of container you have them in and how big they are and all kinds of things. So, um, but I mean, if they're green and they feel, you know, if they have a little bit of bounce in the leaf, they're probably fine. I've never heard of a philodendron going 2 months, but that's awesome. You might have set a record. Oh yeah, yeah, same here. I keep, I, don't, I keep looking back, and it's because my window is literally flexing. Yeah, this one is a grow light. So I got a grow light there. So all these plants here under a grow light, that's like, I can't remember what the wattage equivalent, but it's pretty nice, and it's a spot, so it's all facing down. So it's enough that my Sago Palm loves it. So even from, what's that, about 2.5 feet, I would say, not quite 3 feet. So 2.5 feet still pretty far from a grow light, and for a Sago Palm to like it, I think it's pretty good. So it's pumping out some light. So, and I know that it's doing well because one time I moved the Sago Palm like right over here where the philodendrons were doing really wonderfully, and my other palm, my ponytail palm, loves it right here. So I moved it right next to the ponytail palm. The Sago Palm hated it, so I moved it back up to underneath the grow light, and it did wonderful. So I literally lost 2 needles. That's it. But yeah, the Sago Palm, you can kind of see it. It's right there, this right here. It loves it under that grow light. It does wonderful. Um, yeah, Savannah. Yeah, I have friends that live in California, and they do for sure. But yeah, the definitely the cartridges and the gummies are definitely the most popular. The cartridges scare me though, because after all that controversy, I don't. I'm sure that some of them are safe. It just scares me. But then again, the gummies scare some people too, but not for the same reasons. But I guess that depends on the amount that you eat too. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll through. Can I? Yeah, you can DM me about anything. Absolutely. Instagram is normally where I am, so if you're gonna DM me on Instagram. I don't use my Twitter account anymore. I don't think I've logged in or posted anything to Twitter in like 2 years. So, maybe not quite 2 years. Yeah, I guess that does make me somewhat of a hypocrite. I'm like so pro plants, but then like when it comes to the graveyard stuff, I often criticize how, yeah, the plants take over. But I mean, if you're gonna grow plants, you should do it the right way. If you're gonna be into landscaping and horticulture, you gotta not let it take over. You don't want the landscaping to take over the house, otherwise, I mean, where's the house? So, oh, awesome, yeah, yeah. DM me on Instagram then, yeah, for sure. I'll check it out. But yeah, yeah, plants. It's just like my monsteras. Monsteras grow up other plants, and so if in like a tropical area there was a graveyard, monsteras would probably try to grow into the grave, the marker, and it would grow up the side of it, and it could be completely destructive. So although I love the plant, it probably shouldn't be planted near graveyards in tropical areas where monsteras are capable of growing. Because they could potentially do damage to the graves. So yeah, it's a weird thought, but yeah, I mean, it's not a weird thought. I appreciate the comment. That's a interesting view. But yeah, so yeah, I think it's just each to their own. They should be separated from each other, but both and not separated completely. Obviously, they look wonderful in places like that. It's just some places they just get out of control. Plants are that way. That's the way Mother Nature is. And I love nature, but like at the same time, it's as I've said in so many videos, it's a tremendously powerful force that will eventually destroy everything in its path. And if we don't do something to harness it or to hold it back, then it will eventually take over. Uh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the a lot of times the stones they just get chucked aside or moved to other places. Sometimes it's sort of temporary as they find out where the stones were based on like historical documents or whatever they might be doing to research. Sometimes it's permanent because they just don't know. And yeah, sometimes it's vandalism. Things get ran over or things get kicked over or hit with sticks or baseball bats or gunshots. I've seen pretty much everything, and it's sad, for sure. But um, yeah, but I think almost more sad is the fact that a lot of it is so fixable, despite what has happened. Yet many of these places will go so many years from now without ever being touched, without ever being fixed, um, despite the fact that they're capable. It's like the last video that's on the 539 channel. If you look at it, it's a lot of the stones are knocked over, but even the stones with very, very faint inscriptions, with very shallow inscriptions, are still perfectly capable of being read to this day. And a lot of the problem is just that they're laying down and being covered up with grass and mud and dirt and disappearing slowly into the ground. And so um, it's it's really sad that the places get mistreated, but I think, yeah, it's definitely equally as sad that, you know, they go without restoration for as long as they often do. So, yeah, absolutely. A lot of it's, yeah, yeah, money, no family. Um, Often the places are cared for by places like historical societies or townships or local government or whatever it might be. But yeah, it takes, if you're going and you're creating a budget for whatever it is, the township or the city, um, and you go and you say, well, we need this many thousands of dollars to restore something that's 150 years old that not many people visit, that not many people know is there. Yeah, it's hard to get cash allocated for things like that. as important as it may be for us all to be able to visit places like this and reflect on history, it's hard because again, it for the daily use has almost no use whatsoever, and so you're allocating funds for something that barely gets used, and even though it deserves it, it's it's hard, and so you need that outside influx of cash and resources and labor so that you can get things done. So, yeah, I don't know what the deal is with shooting at stones, but um, I'm surprised how often I find it. Well, I should say I'm surprised and not surprised. When I'm driving in this area, I think I've pointed out before on live streams, but almost if you go anywhere within, sorry, I'm not. I'm just trying to ponder an exact. I would say 2 miles of the nearest city limits from me. If you go anywhere outside of that, within outside of a 2 mile ring around the city limits, so giving yourself a buffer zone of 2 miles essentially, you cannot go down any road without finding at least 60 to 70% of the stop signs and road signs shot up with guns, like to a scary degree. Like, you would not, you just don't, if you don't live here in the Midwest United States, you don't understand just the level of the amount of people that are shooting firearms on public roads is insane. I've gone past stop signs with 30, 40, 50 plus bullet holes. I've gone past stop signs that are literally, you can look at them and see that they are brand new. And, and because they've been replaced because they have so many bullet holes, and then within weeks they already have bullet holes in them. People are just, yeah, the stupidity is crazy. I would say, yeah, Debbie, I'd say there is a certain amount of them, 100%. I want to be fair, 100%. A certain amount of them may be accidents, but some of them are not. If you look at, and to be fair, also, I have put up evidence of this. I have on Instagram these photos. Every time well, not every time, but most of the times recently that I've seen these, I usually, if I stop every time, obviously I'm not going to be able to get anything done, but a lot of the times I do stop, and so I've taken a lot of photos, and so on Instagram you can kind of see, and if you look at them and in the area that they're in, it's some of them, it's impossible for it to be an accident. It's literally target practice. uh, it, it's there's no way. Like, it's, if it's an accident, then there must be thousands of deer surrounding this sign every moment that I'm not there. That's how crazy like some of them are. Like, some of them for sure. If I go and I see like one or two, I might assume it's an accident. But even then, I kind of figure like, look, I know, and I'm not being like completely anti-gun. I know gun people, and even like my friend that I stayed with in California, he is a gun person. You know, he came from gun people. His family was military, and he would be the first person to tell you that is a major no-no. You know exactly where every shot goes. You know where every cartridge is. You know where every bullet is. And he was one of the people that taught me from the very beginning. It's like very strict responsibility. And so if you have an accident like that where something's hitting a public road, that's a pretty big mess up. and for me to be able to pass signs with 30, 40 bullet holes in them is definitely not an accident. But yeah, for sure, I would say that some of them are. But but yeah, some of them are just ridiculous. I'll have to show you some sometime when I'm on a regular live stream where I have my computer up and I can show the. It's just the most ridiculous, like, and even some of the areas where it's like not even allowed. Like some of the areas I go into, actually, there is hunting allowed, and so there are actively people even walking up and down the road with guns. I expect it. I don't, I don't get scared. I talk to them all the time. They're nice people. They're out there hunting deer and turkey and all kinds of things, and I have no problem with. I go into those areas all the time. I even sometimes ask them for tips. I just the other day I walked up on some guy with a shotgun in the middle of the woods, and I just, I didn't get scared. I asked him, hey, is there anything abandoned back that way? And he very nicely said, oh, no, not that I know of. I didn't see anything. And we went about our separate ways. So I'm not trying to be like anti like hunting or completely anti-gun, but there is a responsibility in that area for sure. And some of these areas around here, these people are not responsible. It's crazy. It's insane. Like, any responsible person with a firearm who sees some of the things that I've seen would be would just, it would blow your mind. Like, just insane. But yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to blame everybody, John, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, there's a segment of people that don't respect things and create massive amounts of trouble for the world. So, it's unfortunate. But um yeah, maybe. Yeah, for sure, some of it. I mean, I'm not, like I've said before, I don't consider myself to be anti-drug or anti-alcohol, but yeah, I think that some of it, abuse is something that could cause you to make some stupid decisions, I guess. So yeah, maybe so. Um, who's to say? I mean, I can't. I have no idea. I've never, thankfully, been. Well, I've been in the area when people have been shooting around me. Obviously, you've seen some of the videos where you can hear the gunshots in the background. It doesn't necessarily mean that those people were being irresponsible. I want to make that very clear. I've never, thankfully, been in the area when people have been shooting at signs on public roads. Thankfully, I guess it would just be per the situation. We'll just say that. Like, I definitely don't want to say that it's 100% that. There can be all kinds of reasons, I guess. But it's definitely dangerous. And I definitely hope that I never encounter it in person. I think that would pose a serious risk to my health, and I wouldn't want that. But yeah. That being said, I'm not saying it's the same in every area, but I'm just saying around here it is bizarrely, like like I was saying, it's like you cannot go far, and it's numerous. So it's like if you see that sign and then you go down the road 2 miles, there's going to be another sign like that one, and then if you go down the road another 2 miles, you know. Well, John, that might be, yeah. I guess that's a different situation, but yeah, I feel bad for anybody in a situation like that where you're getting, yeah, that would be scary. Thankfully, I've never been shot at. I've had a few firearms pointed at me in the day, but I've never been shot at, thankfully. Um, so yeah, but yeah, that would be scary. I cannot imagine. I've had some friends in both Iraq and Afghanistan now, and they have told me some crazy stories that I would not want to live through myself. So I have all kinds of respect for anybody that has braved that. So, but I will say really funny. I do have a really funny Afghanistan story. My one buddy named Ronnie, he did not hit me personally. I will say this, and the person who did it, I think, did get in trouble for doing it. But so in Afghanistan and in I think in Iraq, in the desert there's camel spiders, which are some of the most massive spiders. I don't even know if they're really spiders or if they're another type of arachnid or what they are, but they're huge and they're scary looking. And so some of the people in his unit got in trouble because they got so scared of the camel spiders that they shot live rounds at the camel spiders to try and kill them, and were promptly told to never ever do that ever again, despite the fact that I think the CO completely agreed with their sentiment. He said I'd never allow that to happen. But yeah, apparently somebody in their unit got in trouble for trying to pop a few caps and some spiders, camel spiders. Yeah, I've heard they're really bad. Yeah, I've seen pictures of them. They look terrible. So I can imagine why, when fully armed in the desert, and you see one of these things, that you might be tempted to, you know, eliminate the threat, you know. But I can't imagine. Like I've done some target practice in my life. I can't imagine that would be an easy. That couldn't be an easy shot. I mean, I don't know. And those things, I bet, are pretty nimble too. But I've never seen one in real life, and thankfully, I did see the biggest spider I have seen. Oh, what was the video called? I can't remember the name of the video, but it was when I was in southern Indiana. And I did find out, I found out finally what type of spider it was. I can't remember the name now. I feel like an idiot. But I finally saw a picture in the news. Somebody had found it on the Ohio River, almost probably within about 15 miles of where I had filmed it, and within less than 1 mile of the Rose Island series. So if anybody's seen the Rose Island location that I filmed, that's right where they found the spider on a boat that I had filmed in a drain tunnel. Well, obviously not the same spider, but the same general species or whatever. And so found, when I was in the tunnel, in this drainage tunnel, it was sort of like a anti flood overflow type drainage thing in the middle of a pond. And it wasn't a wolf spider. It was similar. It was not, thankfully, not a wolf spider, but I think we have a lot of those around here for sure. I find those all the time. It was, thank God, not a wolf spider. Like, I would have been a lot more. I did get out of there really quick though, but it was about the size of my hand, and it was crawling on the roof. And people all the time, I hear these like nature people, and I swear they're not real experts, because they're like, oh no, spiders will never charge you. Well, I've been charged by so many spiders in my life. I don't know what people are talking about. And these spiders saw me coming and came directly towards me. Like two of them just charged me. And I don't know that they were dangerous, but I was just like, I'm not going to sit here and deal with it. So to any of these like supposed arachnid experts that are saying that spiders don't charge people, I've been charged by even little tiny spiders. So I don't know. I'm not anti-spider though. I don't even kill spiders anymore. I take spiders outside. But they do charge me. Like, they are violent towards people. Like, sometimes, every once in a while, in my experience at least. Attack your boot, like from the inside? That's horrific. That's like a nightmare. Like, that's so bad. I think somebody here that sees that will have a nightmare about that tonight. Now, I've heard that with centipedes. Apparently, in certain places, centipedes will hide in people's boots, and then they'll put their boot on and it'll bite them, and they're not poison, they're venomous, which is something that people usually mix up as well. I would say, okay, well, I guess thank God for at least that. Like, I think I'd be going barefoot in the desert. Like, I'll keep my body armor and go boot free with bloody feet if that was in my boot. I don't care. I'll carry titanium in my chest and go completely barefoot. Like, I don't care. That's ridiculous. Yeah, those things they're like, if you think of a regular, like, and again, I don't know if if they're technically considered a spider, if they're arachnid or what their species technically is, but like they are like way more creepy looking than a normal spider. Like, if you're like an American and you're typically like kind of squeamish about spiders you see here, then a camel spider will make you lose your mind. Like, they're like if you're an American, think of the first time you saw the Aliens series, like Alien, you know, back in like the 80s and like 90s, like the good ones where it looked real still before they started smoking the CGI crack. Uh, um, um, like that's what a camel spider reminds me of. Like, if you were like thinking of like an alien that you would find that invaded like the International Space Station from like some crazy planet out there, the camel spider is probably, you would believe that that was it if you'd never seen it before. It's sort of like in the what is the new Star Trek series, that little it's not time traveling, it's like warp speed, the new warp speed with the little tardigrade or whatever. That the tardigrades are real. The tardigrades are just not that big. They're just little tiny things, but they're capable of surviving space. But they are based on real things. So like, this is another one I feel like it would make a great. Hey there, Ian. Welcome. Good to have you, man. Welcome all the way from it's Australia, I believe. I can't believe I remember some people. It's like I've got so many people ingrained in my brain now that it isn't there supposed to, I swear there's supposed to be like a maximum amount of people that you're supposed to remember. I think it's like something like 150. It's like if you were to have as many friends as you possibly could, 150 is the most that like. And I swear, like, look it up and prove me wrong. Like, not prove me wrong. Like I don't think I'm like super smart like that. But like, I just mean like, I think that there was a study done recently that said like it was like I did it again. But like 120 or 150 was like the max amount of like meaningful relationships that the average human being could have. I don't know where I get all this crazy, weird information. I have like so much weird, bizarre information in my head about random things that have no meaning whatsoever. Like, I don't know where that would ever come in useful. You just Google camel spider. Yeah. Right? Like, that is like, if there was any reason to never visit a country, and like, I'm not trying to be like anti, like I would love to visit a lot of the Middle East, but like, if there was any reason not to, like a camel spider was definitely it. Like I want to go to Dubai, but like if they have camel spiders, I might think twice about it. Like, Dubai is an amazing city, and so is Abu Dhabi. But if they have camel spiders, I might have to think twice about it. Not everything about those places is amazing, just to be perfectly clear. And they may collapse suddenly. They're amazing places to be, though. To visit, I should say, for some people. But yeah, if they had camel spiders, though, Sorry, I got distracted for a second. I um, I have some weird Dubai stories. I probably shouldn't tell. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if they have camel spiders in the UAE, but if so, that's yeah. But anyway, such a huge tangent. I don't know why I'm just sitting here. Yes, Dubai has them. Yeah, I have a friend that was in Dubai a while ago with the Navy. I was actually on a ship. I think I've talked about it here. I think it was the not the Star Trek one, but the aircraft carrier, the USS Enterprise. Okay, or I think I'm getting that right. I hope I'm not saying the Star Trek one, but anyway, so I was on the aircraft carrier called the Enterprise, and he was stationed on that, and it was quite an amazing ship, and got to tour that, and that was really cool. But yeah, I mean Dubai looks really amazing. I think it's an amazing city. It's very pretty. I mean, I love the desert. I'm a huge desert fan. There's some amazing people there. I'm not sure about the economics of the whole thing. I've heard that like economically it could collapse at any point. Like, but like while it's still as amazing as it looks, I'd love to check it out. 3 week deployment there. Yeah, they're like, yeah, they're pretty friendly with us, and I know my point with that story was that yeah, the Enterprise that he was stationed on was docked there for about the same amount of time. I think between 2 weeks and a month, and so he was going back and forth in between the aircraft carrier in Dubai, and he said he had an amazing time there and really loved it. Um, but so yeah, I was on a ship that was in Dubai at one point, but I've never myself actually been to Dubai. But I've been on one of the biggest ships in, I think, our entire fleet. I think the Enterprise is up there. I think it's one of the biggest. It literally had a museum. Like we went down, and there's a museum about the ship inside the ship. That's like how big the ship is. Like there's aircraft in the ship. Well, obviously, it's an aircraft carrier. Like like you go up on the top and it's like a football field. Like we were literally like walking down a run. Well, I mean the whole top is a runway, obviously. So like we got to walk across the top of the deck, and we got to go like I mean down to like the lower levels where like people lived, and we got to go to like the cafeteria area. We got to tour the whole thing. It was amazing. Like all because he was in the Navy. So that was really cool. I would venture to say, Savannah, if I could guess to that question, is that depending on the country you're in, yes. Um, some countries are more liberal than others, and so some will allow women to not wear it, and some will require women, even guests and including foreign visitors, to wear it. So, uh, yeah, it obviously would be different if you're on base as well. Bases are essentially like the country you come from, so it's probably the same rules. So if you're on American base, it's American rules, Canadian base, Canadian rules, and so forth. And then, so like Afghanistan, probably now you would probably have to wear it. Previous to us exiting, you probably wouldn't have had to wear it. I think places like Iran, you don't necessarily have to wear it. Places like Qatar that are more liberal, you probably don't have to wear it as much. I don't know necessarily about Qatar. I had a friend that was stationed in Qatar for a while. I don't know why he was even stationed there, because he never went. He went to Qatar, and then it was secret while he was there. He wasn't allowed to tell us that he was in Qatar, but then he can come back and he could tell us. But he never went to Afghanistan or Iraq. So I have no idea what he did there, but he was allowed to tell us that he was there after he's back. So weird. I have weird Middle Eastern stories about places I've never been to. All right. I hope am I like sitting here like boring people? Or what time is it? See, it seems later to me because I know it's actually 1 in the morning, almost 1 in the morning for me. But like we started the stream like an hour early, so for me, normally I would expect it to be like, like 2:30 in the morning or something. Like, or I guess not 2:30, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I know I haven't shown you all the plants yet, but trying to think if there's anything else in here that I haven't shown. Some stuff is still in the progress of getting repotted or getting hangers on it so it can get hung up on the various chains or whatever. I'm having a real crisis of space right now. Is kind of my problem. The Canadian our air base was a dump. Oh man. Well, to the Canadian Air Force, maybe do a better job. I'll not from my. We'll put that judgment on John's experience though, but only allegedly to legally protect him. So we would, God forbid, get John in any predicament with the Canadian government. That would be too bad. The next site, like the next video. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Hopefully it'll be getting better. Actually, I need to turn my light down so you can actually see the color of the plants. But next video we'll be back in at the Kentucky locations. Night, Gary. Appreciate you being here. Hope you have a good rest. I think the crazy thing about Afghanistan is how amazing it was in like the 1970s. If you were to look, like if you really look at it, the weird thing, I've been reading a lot of the history of like the Middle East and researching like the Middle Eastern history over the last since World War I and the fall of the Ottoman Empire, and like if you really look at it, like everything that's happened like over the last 20 years was pretty much a result of the Cold War and America fighting against and the rest of the world fighting against the Soviet Union. Like pretty much everything that happened in Afghanistan and Iraq over, well, maybe not Iraq, but Afghanistan for sure, is pretty much the result of the Americans and Russian Cold War. Excuse me, sorry. I think I missed that. But anyway, look at like the 1970s, like everything that happened since the early 2000s in America and the two wars is pretty much a result of the Soviet Union versus America in the 1970s. Like it's crazy. Like all the people that attacked us in the early 2000s were people we trained in the 1970s. It's crazy insane. $30 years of in the Canadian Army. Wow. Well, that's awesome. And even though I'm not in your country, thank you for your service, dude. That's cool. That's a long time. I have a cousin that has done almost that long in the American military, and he's done work everywhere from Afghanistan, Iraq. He worked in the Pentagon for a while. He's taught at like 3 different universities, including I think the University of Michigan, the University of Colorado. I think he might be currently working at. I can't remember. I don't know what state he was. He was in Hawaii for a while, I think, teaching at a university, and he was in Colorado for a while, and he might be in Texas right now. He was working at the Pentagon for like 2 years, and then before that he was working like in charge of like some crazy unit in either Iraq or Afghanistan, depending on the year. I have pictures of my cousin literally like sleeping in Saddam Hussein's bed, like not joking. Like I've literally seen pictures of my own cousin sleeping in Saddam Hussein's bed. Like I kid you not. Like I hope I'll have to try and email him and see if he'll send me that. I really would love to share that with you guys. But yeah, so like um, shortly after the beginning of the invasion, I don't know, for whatever reason, they had taken over like a castle, one of Saddam Hussein's castles, and they used it as a base. And my cousin was like one of the COs of like one of the missile units or whatever. I can't remember exactly. Patriot missiles or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But one of their bases after the initial invasion was in one of his castles that they were able to take over. And so, as the commanding officer, he of course got the of his unit, he got the best room, and so the best room was apparently Saddam Hussein's personal bedroom. And so he got the chance to literally sleep in the exact same bed as the former and now since passed leader of Iraq. So, and I've personally seen these photos. They are not confidential. I should say that. I should make that very clear. These are not top secret photos. I have not witnessed anything that I'm not allowed to see. They're perfectly legal and were passed around a family gathering at some point. Yeah, I guess there was probably a lot of cross collaboration between different militaries during that time. I guess you often think of it as like especially as an American, as a U.S. war, but it really was a multilateral sort of operation, not sort of, but very literally. So yeah, that's really interesting. It'd be kind of interesting to see. I hate to get in too much. Oh, I should probably hook up my battery here pretty soon. I'm gonna die here pretty soon if I don't. But yeah, it'd be interesting to probably talk about that sometime, about what everybody thought of each other. Yeah, I don't know what the statistics on the independent defense contractors are. I know personally from, I've never actually obviously worked in the military, but I've known a lot of people. I've never known anybody that was worked for a private defense contractors, but yeah, I would assume that it was probably something that's pretty popular. All right, hold on. I'm gonna grab my battery, so I might have to switch over to my main microphone, which might not be good. Oh, there we go. Hold on. All right, I'll be back. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Or am I like completely silent? Not sure how you would hear the question if I was silent, but hopefully somebody would say something. like I'm talking at a screen and there was no sound. I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Sorry. Sorry. Is it bad though? Is it good audio or is it terrible audio? It's staticky? Really? Well, that's scary. Well, that means there might be a problem with my phone. Maybe I can... Oh, I don't have any other Bluetooth stuff. I have a Bluetooth microphone over here. Well, speaker / microphone. I would switch to that, but I think there's an echo. That's weird. I don't even know why there would be. That's strange. There is a fan, but it's like really far away, so I think that's probably not the static. Yeah, there we go. I'll hire you for that one, John. You can be the official tester. Okay, well, shoot. How bad is it? Is it like... Because if it's gonna be bad, I'll just wait and we'll pick up tomorrow, because I want to do a Twitch stream anyway, where we do a dual stream between... I don't think... See, that's the thing, is the fan's so far away. I can hear the fan, but I don't know that you guys can hear the fan. I don't even know. But if it's unbearable, we'll just pick up the next time. But... that's disappointing, because it's like over 20 feet away, so I don't think it's... At least it's white noise as opposed to like blown out microphone. That's more of what I'm worried about. It could be... That's... I don't know, that might be a compliment to Apple. If that's picking up the fan like 20 feet that way on the lowest setting that it can be on, like the fan's literally on low 20 feet away, like so if it's picking up that, then I mean, I guess it sounds like a fan. Wow, apparently my Apple iPhone is capable of amazing things. That's insane. Alright, well, we'll go for a little bit then. I think the battery should hold out for a little bit. Yeah, my battery pack here has like half battery, so I think we'll make it for a little while longer, if it's not too irritating. If it's super irritating, let me know, and I'll just... Like I said, we'll pick up next time or whatever. But I will say really quick, just in case it's getting irritating for people, like I was saying earlier, I'm going to try... I'm just doing editing for the next few days, and then going out on the road to film some local stuff. So I am going to be trying to do a lot of streaming over the next few days, and as part of some of the new projects that are coming up here soon. Yeah, I'll probably do another stream tomorrow, and we'll do the dual stream between here and Twitch. I should have probably done it tonight, because I wanted to do the plants, and I didn't really want to do it twice in a row and make everybody suffer through seeing the same thing over again. But I don't know, I might kind of show a few things tomorrow, and try to do my best to make it interesting for anybody that's seen it before. But yeah. Nice, Savannah. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you being here. Have a good day at work tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I have a little bit of editing to do. I'm going to be trying to get about. I have a huge segment that I'm going to be splitting into like 4 different videos, and so I'm hoping to get, if I can, all 4 of them done tomorrow at some point, and then maybe go live as well. So, if that works out, I will probably try and do a dual stream between YouTube and Twitch, and start trying to build that channel as well. And then, as I've sort of talked about in the past and hinted at, maybe trying to do the podcast type material over there on Twitch, to do the call-in shows, the travel stories, the tattoo stories, the travel content, and also tattoo content, and also maybe even the plant content too. Any more obscure sites? Oh yeah. There's a few different sites coming. I have a really amazing one that I'm going to be releasing here in a few. I'm not sure exactly when it's coming out. I can't promise on that, but there's one that I thought it was a mausoleum, and it turned out to be a vault, a temporary vault for keeping like caskets in the side of a hill, and it also had historic headstones in it that were being repaired or whatever, and I was able to get inside and actually view them, and it was really quite amazing. And it's never been filmed before, as far as I know, on YouTube. If it has, it's been seen very little. And another location that I got to do that I've only shared a little bit of, I haven't shared anything on Instagram. I've shared a short video on TikTok. If anybody has TikTok and you want to go over there and check it out, you can see it ahead of time. But I found another, I can't remember, I think it's called the Egyptian explosion, or I can't remember exactly, but during like the early, I think it was the 1920s. Yeah, exactly, John, a receiving vault. It was a receiving vault, but it was like, it had like I was surprised that it had barred doors and not a full solid door. But anyway, but I found another, I had found in the past, a pyramid, a few pyramid mausoleums, and I found it wasn't a pyramid mausoleum, but it was a mausoleum with 2 sphinxes in front, and the heads, I believe, if I'm correct, the heads were made to look like the person that had the mausoleum built. So it was really interesting, and it was supposed to be a pretty famous person from that area. I think they might have been a politician or something, and I think they had also they might have fought in the Civil War, I believe. And apparently it lived long enough afterwards to get caught up in Egyptian revival, I think. In that craze, and so they built a huge mausoleum with 2 sphinxes in front of it, and it was really cool. So I'm going to be doing that episode here soon, and then for the next few weeks we'll probably be, and I might make some episodes, like I said, in the middle to break it up. I'm not really 100% sure how it's going to go, but for the next few weeks we'll probably be doing the rest of the Cave Hill series and the quite abundant and amazing statue work that I found there. I kind of walked around the edges of the place, around the walls, and found, including some other areas, and found some of the most amazing statue work. I found some sort of secluded fountain work and things like that. And so there's, I mean, the mausoleums were really amazing, but maybe some of the most amazing episodes are yet to come in the form of these this statue series. It's absolutely incredible, including, like I said, the fountain. I haven't shared any photos of it, but I'm going to be here pretty soon on Instagram as soon as they start coming out. But it's some of the most incredible stuff. So it's some really good episodes are coming here soon. So But yeah, I really think everybody will appreciate it. Um, Lots of like I said, the fountain is just really amazing. I can even explain that until you really have to see it, and then just that's the thing about Cave Hill is that if anything describes Cave Hill, it's not the mausoleums, it's really the statues. There's so many of them. Like, um, I wouldn't even know how to venture a guess on the percentage of the graves there that have some sort of statue work above them. If you look on my Instagram, you've seen some of them so far, and they're incredible. Like what you would expect to see in front of like City Hall or like a museum somewhere is just on top of these grave markers, and they're yeah, exactly, John. It's art. There's no other way to describe it other than absolute art. Like it's just, I mean, the sheer amount of time and money and resources that went into creating these things is incredible. So it's really probably of everything, even though everything so far from Cave Hill has been really amazing, it's probably this may be the best, um, even considering some of the more amazing outdoor crypts and mausoleums that we were able to visit while we were there. So, yeah, and that'll be coming up here. Like I said, starting um, Saturday, and then continuing on probably for about 4 or 5 episodes. Like I said, there may be episodes in between, but the series itself should be around 4 to 5 parts. So, um, yeah. So between that and the Dayton episodes, we should have several months worth of episodes. And then, like I said, I'll be going out filming more local episodes here over the next few weeks as well. Which was another funny thing. Another comment, a weird comment that I got was somebody commented that I never do anything other than local uh, locations, that I don't go very far. And I was like, I've literally filmed in, I think it's almost 10 states now. Like, not that that's super impressive, but like, it's like I filmed in California, Nevada, Idaho. I filmed in Kentucky and Tennessee and Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Illinois. Like, it's like to say that I only do local is to kind of maybe say you've not watched most of my videos. I feel like so it was kind of another strange comment that I got recently, was that I only film in specifically in Indiana apparently. So I guess the other 8 or 9 states uh, just didn't appear on there. Hopefully that's not the case. That would be kind of a scary thought, that maybe it's a YouTube thing and this person just can't see those other states for some other reason. I wouldn't put it beyond YouTube. Thank you, Albert. I appreciate that. I'm hoping to get to a lot more. My kind of goal over the 2022 year was to maybe just only to do states that I hadn't been in. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm definitely trying to stay as safe as humanly possible these days, for sure. Anymore, I barely see people. Not in general, but when I'm traveling, I usually, like I was saying earlier in the stream, I usually go to hotels. I check in digitally. I use digital keys, so I don't have to go to the front desk. I request that I don't get room service and put up do not disturb signs on my room so that people don't enter when I'm not there. And I rarely, I haven't been to, shoot, I haven't been inside of a restaurant since I remember the last place I was at. I was in a steakhouse in downtown Indianapolis in early 2020, and that was the last restaurant that I've ever been in since then. I've eaten like restaurant food, but the last place I've ever been where I sat down in a restaurant was February, I think, of 2020, or whenever, like, really close to whenever my last Indianapolis episodes came out. I think it was like February or March. It might have been March. I might be wrong. Although, my God, I'm gonna. I know it's like I know I'm complaining about this, but even though it's so easy to fix, I could just tell my computer to not turn off, but then it would just be screwed up for my normal operation. So it's like I need to just remember to move the mouse a little bit. But oh well, it won't be too much longer. I don't think we can go on for too much longer. I don't even know how much. I don't know if this battery pack will charge fast enough for the stream to not die, or if it will just delay the inevitable death of the phone's battery. I'm not really sure. So we'll see. Possibly. I'm not going to keep going forever until we find out the... Yeah. Yeah, I can sleep in, thankfully. That does work out in my interest. Although I probably shouldn't. I have stuff that I need to get done. Just because I work for myself, unfortunately, doesn't mean that I probably should take my schedule that lightly. But yeah, theoretically. But I was up early this morning. I think I woke up initially about 8:30 or 9. Well, that's not super early, but I was about 8:30, and then yes. Well, I mean, working as in what? Like when I wake up, anytime I'm usually working in one way or the other. Since I have my own business, I kind of all downtime is sort of work time. Like I'm usually thinking about work when I'm not working. So one way or the other, it's almost like I'm always working. Pretty much the same thing you see me do here. I've done so many different things. I do freelance photography as well as design work and web work. I've created websites for people. I do photography for local businesses and family businesses. I do tech consulting for local and family businesses. I've done all kinds of professional photography. I've done real estate photography. I've done wedding photography. I occasionally do, like I said, photography. I have family members that own restaurants and other types of businesses that I've worked for in the past and currently. And yeah, so photography, information technology, all kinds of stuff. I'm widespread. But yeah, I'm trying to be more production related as of late. So hoping to get more into maybe like local productions, commercials, things like that. I'm becoming slightly well equipped equipped for that. So, but yeah, I'm always looking for other revenue streams and things like that. I also do investing, not investing. I'm not a huge investor, rich by any means, but I do a little bit of like crypto investing on the side too and stuff like that. So that, just keep my what do they say? Keep your assets and your businesses diversified. I'm a full believer in that, and we'll continue to do that more and more as things grow. So, I'd love to get into real estate and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I like it. Business is fun, and part of that is production, and production is fun as well. Video production, I should say. Video production, video editing, things like that. Voiceover. Starting to try to develop that line of things, and start since I've got so much professional audio equipment to be able to offer voiceover services locally and privately is something else that I'm trying to get involved in. So, yeah, I'm just sort of a business of anything I'm talented at this point in life. I do whatever I can within legal and ethical requirements and guidelines. Very true, John. Very true. There's also another interesting statistic, which I don't know if it's actually true, but I did hear a scientist once say that every bit of water that you ever drink has at one point been drank and then peed out by a dinosaur. So every time you're drinking water, you're drinking dinosaur pee. Now, I don't know if there's been enough dinosaurs in the past for that to actually be a true statistic, but it's an interesting thought at the very least. That if you think of it, there's been so many animals to come and go on this planet over the course of however long life has been around, some 4 billion years, that almost every ounce of water that you could ever put into your body has been in the body of another life form at some point in its existence. So you can't not drink pee. So every time you're watching that, Waterworld, yeah. The beginning scene of Waterworld where where he cycles his own pee. That's pretty much what Earth does. That's pretty much our existence. And then all your food grows in dirt, which dirt is just a collection of dead things and poop. So, what do you know? We're just a bunch of animals that drink pee and eat poop. So, that's reality. So anyway, now that I've driven away my entire audience talking about gross things, I'm like fighting with my plants here. Oh. Okay. Very true, John. Hey there, Francisca. I'm doing well. I hope you are doing well as well. Hold on, I gotta set this down. Oh, I forgot. I also have another, this is a new cactus too. Kind of like a long-haired cactus. not super, if you like hit it, it's prickly, but it's not like really hard. You can kind of feel it. It's not like I have another cactus. It's called an old man cactus, and it's completely covered in hairs. You can't. You can kind of see the cactus through it. This is my old man cactus. There's a cactus in there, but this is all like hairy, needly, kind of massive, matted, almost fur. It's called an old man cactus. It is green on the inside though. If you look at it in the right light, you can see the green cactus on the inside. Vegetable hanging with plants. There you go. Oh, nice, Francisco. That's awesome. Do you know what kind of cactus it is? Had one and killed it. Of the old man ones, or just a cactus in general? Oh, cactus. Your best option is south or west facing window, and water it like once a month during the winter, and like maybe once every 2 weeks during the summer. Like, although as with any plant out there, there's all kinds of complications that can arise that may cause it to die anyway. You never know. They can have pests just like anyone. Old man, yeah, they do seem to be a little bit more. I feel like they're a little bit more finicky, and they're also a little bit kind of. My problem with the old man cactus is that you can't really look at it and see exactly what it's doing. It's like I remember once I didn't water it for so long, it got squishy. It was like the only way I knew is because once I checked it. But yeah, the Euphorbia, love the Euphorbia. Yeah, like that's Euphorbia, and that white one there is Euphorbia, and then I have Euphorbia cactus bones behind that, and then I have a Euphorbia rubia somewhere over that direction, in a different room in a south-facing window under a different grow light, and do I have? I might have another Euphorbia. I don't remember. Euphorbia are awesome though. I love them. Nope. And somewhere around here is a little fungus gnat that hopefully will find its way that way into my nepenthes and be digested by that. Right, what's going on? I might be confused. Are you saying goodnight? Oh, well. Right on, John. You have a great night, man. Appreciate you being here. Been a good convo. Yeah, I know it's getting late for a lot of people, so I completely understand if, especially all these Canadians and Americans, it's getting a little bit late. So if you have to run off to bed, much appreciate you being here. Y'all have a great night. I'm probably not going to be on for too much longer tonight. Just like I was saying, I'm going to be trying to jump on here over the next few days and do multiple streams and start doing the Twitch stuff. And as sort of like I've been talking in the past, we're going to start to do the Twitch stuff more often. We're going to try and do, the podcast, the call-ins, the travel stories, the tattoo stories and piercing stories. We're going to try to do the clip channels and all the kinds of things like that. The tornadoes, no, they've been so far everywhere around me, but not near me. Most of it, the Kentucky stuff is about 5 hours south. It's fairly near where I was in Kentucky. It was not in Louisville. I was in Louisville, Kentucky. That's uh, about the northernmost you can get in Kentucky. It's right on the it's on right on the Ohio River, so right in between Indiana and Kentucky, and then on the other side is Cincinnati, a big Ohio city, not too far away. So not too far, uh, um, but also not too close. It's incredibly windy right now, really stormy. It's unseasonably warm. It's been about 60 degrees most of the day. I think it's in the 50s right now. It's been in anywhere between the 40s and the 60s for the last couple days. But the winds have been really bad, but there's not been specifically tornadoes in my area, thankfully. However, this is a area known for tornadoes. We have a lot of tornadoes. We've had tornado damage in the past. Not us specifically at this, where I am has never been hit by any tornadoes. Well, I should say in this exact building. There's been tornadoes well within, within 1 or 2 miles of here, for sure. So it definitely is a tornado area. But so far, everything is relatively calm here, aside from elevated winds. So other than that, we're doing good. So hopefully it remains that way. So far, we're out of the danger zone. So far, it seems to be south and west of where I am. Yeah, there's lots of destruction. And there was a major factory in Kentucky that was hit, which was really unfortunate. And it is, it's not something that's unusual here. It's definitely a tornado area. It's sort of an unusual time, and unusual, I guess, severity. But we're definitely an area that is adjacent to the area in the U.S. that we call Tornado Alley, which is sort of the area around the Mississippi River that experiences most of the tornadoes. And so we're not too far from there. And so most of the flat areas around here do experience a moderate amount of tornado activity. So it's not incredibly unusual. Like I said, I know from experience over the years that we've gotten hundreds, if not thousands, of tornado warnings, and have experienced, several different tornadoes that have come within miles of my own home. So it is a fact of life here. So it's not unusual. It's not something that I have not dealt with before. So, but yeah, it's scary for sure. But it's one of those things that's always kind of in the back of your head every time a storm hits. Every time a thunderstorm hits, you're kind of thinking about it one way or the other, especially around here. Like I said, it's so flat. Tornadoes just kind of rip through this area. So, but yeah, I feel bad for all those people involved, and there's been a lot of destruction over the last few days, so it's pretty bad. It's horrible. So, yeah, again, anybody out there that has the ability to donate to any of the disaster relief funds from a lot of these places, I would encourage you to do so. So, but yeah, it's just it's a bad situation. So, but yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. But yeah, it's bad, but it's so far not close to home, thankfully, for me and the people around here. So, but The danger is definitely not over for any of us. So, definitely hoping for the best over the next however long this lasts. But from what I'm hearing, and from right outside my window, I can hear the wind as we speak. It's incredibly windy outside right now, and I can hear that literally every few minutes the window is flexing as the pressure changes, and so it's still pretty bad out there, and so we really don't know where the next tornado is going to arise, whether it's right here or whether it's 100 miles away. So we're all kind of on the lookout at this point, but it's not looking like there's probably going to be anything too dangerous around here. It's probably just going to be heavy winds, but you never know. Again, it's like I said, I've can't even count the amount of times that I've either seen tornado warnings or seen that there's literally a tornado within a few miles of my house. So I mean, it is something that we do live with. So. I didn't have immediate travel plans. I do travel through the affected areas. Yeah, the some of the areas that I've filmed in the past have been close to those areas, including some of the most recent locations. Really on either side. This time I was in northern Kentucky. The previous time I was in southern Kentucky. So, I've literally passed through all these areas. And again, Indiana is a huge tornado area. As is Illinois, Ohio's not not immune either, and then the big ones, Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, places like that are hugely affected, by that sort of storm system. So, and I mean, you can see it if anybody's interested. There's plenty of storm chaser channels. I've even known a few people in the past that have done on YouTube storm chasing, that have rigs of their own, and it's really fascinating and it's really scary at the same time. These things are incredibly dangerous and do a lot of damage, and but if anybody is interested in seeing what it looks like and seeing some of the images that some of these storm chasers have gotten, I mean it's horrifying yet it's incredible. So I would definitely encourage people to look it up and check it out. But yeah, I definitely feel for all these people that are going through this devastation and destruction right now. It's a really sad scenario. So hopefully everybody's able to pull together and get these people's lives back in order and back on track. So I think it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of up to all of us to pitch in and help out, however we can, whenever we can. So yeah, that's all I can say about that, though. But yeah, I definitely feel bad. Alright, I think I'm gonna actually probably go ahead and call it for the night. I am gonna try and do like I said, a dual stream here. Probably I guess probably sometime technically today for me. It's 1:37 a.m. here, so it's already Thursday. If not Thursday, then probably Friday, and then there'll be a new video out on the 539 channel on Saturday, and then after that, every Tuesday and Saturday for the foreseeable future, so that there can be zero confusion ever again about, whether the algorithm has sent out the notifications or whatever it is. Just from here on out, expect there to be a video every single Tuesday and every single Saturday for as long as I can keep it going. Like I said, we've got about 2 months worth of videos right now, and I'm heading out probably this weekend and next week to do more filming locally. So I should have anywhere from 3 to 4 months worth of backlogged episodes filmed and ready to go by the time that by the time the new year comes. So yeah, so that there can never ever be any confusion. We're just gonna do Tuesday and Saturday. Thanks, Francisca. Good night, Shauna. Appreciate you being here. So yeah, from here on out, just make sure to, if you haven't received any notifications or you don't have your notifications on because that's not really your thing, and that's fine, just remember that more than likely every single Tuesday and Saturday we're going to have brand new content on the 539 Productions channel. So if, again, like I said, if you have your notifications on and you haven't heard anything, maybe side on the, YouTube might not have notified you argument, and just check on the channel and see if there's any new uploads, because whether or not YouTube notifies you, I don't know, but we should have still some episodes coming out. Yeah, I've noticed that for some people it works all the time now. For some people it still doesn't work at all. I don't know what the answer is. It seems that it's pretty much across the board with every single creator. They're having massive problems, and on my side, YouTube will not even talk about it. They will not address it. They will not admit that it's a problem. They will not, attempt, in my experience, to do much about it. I've tried to get in contact with them. I've tried to notify them of the issue. Other creators have done the same, and there seems to be very little being done about it. And despite the fact that they say views are up across the entire site, all the content creators that I know, the views are down, even the big ones. So I don't really know what's going on. YouTube's not really talking about it, but until that happens, we'll make our own schedule and our own notifications, which is, if it's a Tuesday or if it's a Saturday, check out the channel for new videos, because there's a good chance that there's going to be brand new content on those days every time for the foreseeable future. Like I said, I'm going to be sitting down Thursday and Friday, editing 4 to 5 new videos. We'll be doing 2 videos a week, so by the end of the day, Friday, we'll have 5 brand new videos and 2.5 more weeks worth of content. So there won't be any breaks for, like I said, the foreseeable future. So if you're worried that you're not getting notifications, or that you're not seeing it in your home feed, or whatever, however you consume your videos, just go ahead and check it out. Like I said, you can always check it out via the web at youtube.com/539productions, or just search for 539 Productions in your app, because a lot of times if you're just looking at your home screen, they're not necessarily in chronological order. So just because I release a new video doesn't mean it's going to show up in your home screen, unfortunately. If you watch enough of the videos, it might, but it's kind of how new you are to the channel and how many of the videos you've been watching, whether or not it will actually work. So no worries, Shauna. You have a great night. Hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Thanks, Francisco. Yeah, I usually have new stuff on some social media most days. Some days there's breaks, but I'm trying to get back into the groove of things and get a lot more up. And so there's been quite a few new images released on Instagram recently. So if you're looking for some cool still photos, make sure to check that out at 539 Productions as well. And of course, like I said, there's custom or unique content on TikTok as well now under the 539 Productions, and we will be doing Twitch under 539 Productions as well. Although, like I said, probably for the first few Twitch streams, if not most of them, we'll probably be trying to do dual streams between YouTube and Twitch. So I'll probably do like put my phone up here on YouTube and then do like my computer over here on Twitch, and then you can check out both angles, or you can have both going at once, or whatever you decide to do. So, but either way, be great to have you all on either platform, and maybe we can create something brand new and really cool on the Twitch platform, which I think will be something that everybody is interested in, at least in my mind, and will be a brand new venture for the whole 539 journey. So anyway, I'm not going to do that same old thing where I just draw out the goodbye for half an hour. So I appreciate you all being here. I should be back later today sometime, or on Friday at the latest. And until then, appreciate everyone that has been here. Make sure if you haven't given it a thumbs up yet, give it a thumbs up, share it on your favorite social media, and I'll see you in the next live stream.